Hello, folks. Welcome to Grandma's Mountain. Named by my grandson, Robert Bennett III, when he was about 3 years old. No more than that.
Okay.
Yeah, about 3 years old. You're right.
You know, if anything.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Grandma's Mountain. Named by my grandson, Robert Bennett III, when he was about 3 years old. No more than that.
Okay.
Yeah, about 3 years old. You're right.
You know, if anything, we can.
And
eat
it's
this
funny because we were
tomorrow.
walking at the water.
Exactly.
We were walking at the water earlier, and Carly stopped and she said, "Look, a white mountain, a white mountain."
Oh,
And that's exactly.
how old's Carly?
Carly's 3.
3?
So that's probably exactly the age Bennett was when he named
Canadian
it.
hunter.
Honey, if you come sit here, you can be in the camera.
Here you go,
They
sir.
can see you and your poppy talking.
Yeah.
Let me clear your spot here. Come sit next to your dad. I'll clear a spot.
Here, Uncle Robert. Here's some apple juice.
Apple juice?
You got some apple juice for me?
You got anything besides apple juice?
Apple juice here.
I got some honey apple juice here.
Okay. You want some?
This is apple juice from Canada.
Grandma's Mountains apple juice.
Canadian.
Uh-huh.
Canadian apple juice.
Hunters. Canadian.
Yes.
You got
No,
the shakes,
no,
brother.
no. I don't like that apple
Hey.
juice.
I do have the shakes.
What's-
My back issue causes my right arm to shake. It's like
How's
pinch
it?
nerves.
Your back is.
I don't like that apple juice.
It happens during the car ride because I drove on a while, so like it kind of like shakes it a little bit. But this will steady it.
This one's yours.
And welcome to it. That's you
That's
don't
enough.
like it?
That apple juice gives me a.
This is,
Ugh,
you
I
want
don't
this
like
up
it.
here?
Yeah.
You know why?
What?
Because this is like a $5
You
bottle.
don't use your foot?
I don't like
No. What's here?
it. Okay,
You want
so
this?
I got one right here.
okay, you boys, we're gonna talk about. Oh, I'm okay. Thank you. We're gonna talk about what you're doing here, Grandpa.
Okay.
Tell us what
We're
you're
gonna
doing.
we're gonna crack some pecans on a pecan cracker that our son bought us a few years ago,
Yes.
and we use it every year. This year we've been using it more than other years. I guess because we have more time or something, but it works beautiful.
It's actually made.
You see,
Oh,
you
right.
can see right here what you get. You have to clean them a little bit, but
Hold that up there, Lewis.
hold that up to the
Show it the camera.
Turn
Oh,
it
it's
around.
nice.
yeah. So,
Beautiful
They-
pecans.
and not only do these pecans come from our property, they come from a tree that I put in the ground
Yeah.
about 20 years ago. And anyhow, well, I'm going to crack a few so you can see what goes on here.
We have a little assembly line. They'll crack them. I'll shell them.
That was the first time.
I'll put them in the bucket.
Yeah, she's gonna.
That's the first time I heard the word pecan grove when I first got here.
Yeah.
If you got that knife, you get the meat off the
What do you think? They don't have any meat.
No.
This is kind of like the cracker you have, Grandpa.
You know, I want him with me for a
Okay.
second.
Yeah.
See that
This
minute?
is this little man.
This
Hi, little man.
is exclusive pecan
This is-
cracking
Yes.
William.
lesson right here for Williams.
Yes.
You like cracking pecans? Say hi to Robert, Uncle Robert.
It's whiskey.
Hey, Will. How you doing, William?
That's your great
I
grandson.
know.
Great grandson. First
Well, there's
one.
my granddaughter.
Yeah.
She had my great grandson.
So you
wanna
have,
go, bud?
you
He's a
have
great-
great granddaughters,
Huh?
and now this is the first great grandson.
Yep.
Great
Yeah.
grandson, yes.
Great grandpa because
I've
he's so
got
great.
some.
Yeah.
I've got some
Come
babies
here.
right there's one of them.
She's all right. She just pushes the limit all the time.
She,
That's a vibe.
Yeah.
that's
not
Carly,
chasing you.
right?
Hey, come
That's
on, listen to your
Coda.
mama.
That's Coda. I'll
Come
get
on.
them mixed up.
Coda.
Coda.
Yeah, they look a lot alike.
Come on, Coda.
Yeah, they're almost the same.
Come on,
Come on.
Coda.
Tina's quality
Oh,
control.
you cough.
I
Is
I
he
take
okay?
things off.
Is it?
She
Listen,
checks them before
Maddie.
she puts them in there.
And I'm
has he got
taste
enough
check.
clothes on?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't feel cold.
So
No, I don't feel cold.
Here,
either
let me
now.
wipe it
It's
off.
warmed up a
Here,
lot.
now you can chew on it.
there's native pecan trees that grow
Right.
here all around. These big trees are native pecans. However, they're not as good as the ones you planted.
Well, they're good, but they're chiquito.
small.
They're
Oh,
small.
they're little, and the shells are harder, right?
The meats, yeah,
hard-
very much so.
So these are more soft shells that you planted.
Right.
yes, these
Hybrid?
are hybrid. Yes.
Hybrid, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. They're a hybrid.
You wanna hold the pedal down, William? Hmm? You waving bye to him? Huh?
No.
Waving bye to him.
See, this machine's actually got this little sewing machine pedal. So when you hit it, I don't know, you spin it so you can control it by using this button. But my dad likes to use it with his hand instead of his foot.
Well, either way is fine. But I have a system where I can.
Right?
If you wanna take me?
Yeah, I'll take them.
I'm not trying to pawn him off. You wanna move the
Yeah, you're
table
trying
a
to
little
pawn
bit?
them off.
Yeah. You wanna move the table that way a little bit? The smoke's pretty harsh right here.
Well, we'll just wait. We'll listen, just move and we'll come back then.
Okay.
Because
It'll.
it's a lot to move this table with all this stuff on it.
Okay. Here we go.
But it's too bad. Let's just get up and move away from it for a while. Too.
Here's how it works.
Yeah, they like to see exactly.
Watch your fingers.
Your finger can get in there. Crack his finger.
Crack it. That's a finger cracker too.
Yeah, it'll definitely crack your finger. I can't do it. Smoke.
Well, I married when I was very young. My wife was 19 and I was 22.
Yeah, the bar is jacked up.
And we had nothing but a 52 Ford.
Shouldn't be pinched like that.
And it was full of everything we owned. We made it 90 miles north on 281, leaving San Antonio to Ohio. And the Ford overheated, and we just had to stop and get a motel. So the next morning, a cold front came in. It was in March. We got married on March 4th. And the Ford liked that cool weather, but the heater didn't work with a damn. And I had to stuff the radiator full of paper to get it warm.
Oh my
So
gosh.
we drove it all day long to St. Louis. We got to St. Louis. We got a motel. Got up in the morning to leave early. 4 inches of snow on. And the Ford didn't want to go. The old girl was sad. So I got her going. And we made it to Springfield, Ohio on US 42 going north. And I went to push the clutch in for a red light and the clutch fell to the floor.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't have no clutch. So I drive from there through towns and everything with no clutch. It's just the way you got to do it. If it would start in gear, I start in gear. If it would, I shifted on the go. And when I got to my dad's house, the snow was about that deep, 3 feet deep at least.
Oh wow.
And I just run in a snowdrift and never run again. It died. But that I can tell you another one. That's
What about you were going to tell me about? We talked about having a Kleenex in your pocket, and you said people don't realize that they're getting old or how fast time goes until they get into their 50s.
oh, you want me to do the 29 like that, saying you don't realize.
Just tell me. Yeah.
It's just slowly. You got it on? Okay. Slowly progressing, and you're 25. Everything's cool. 29. You're 39. Then your kids. You got 3 in a row. You're trying to raise them, send them through school, do all the goodies that you should do as a parent, and then all of a sudden it's 55 years old. And I've been planning this for 20 years. I'm gonna retire.
Yeah.
And I retired at 55. Everything was just Humphrey-Dory to the till them airplanes went through the Twin Towers,
Yep.
and I lost about $500,000.
Okay. You
Overnight.
lost a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Then one day you wake up and your wife's sick. She has breast cancer.
Yeah.
We take care of that in 2010 up through 11. And then 11, right after she gets done, I get bladder cancer.
Yeah.
So we go for that for 5 years.
Yeah, that was a long battle.
5 years till 16. Then in 16, I started building a cottage right there, the middle one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was climbing up the steps, and I had a piece of sheetrock. And I was holding, you know how you carry sheetrock.
Yeah.
And I said, man, my leg, what the heck? I looked down and it was like that. So I said, I got to go tomorrow. So I went into San Antonio, checked with the oncologist, and he said, after he did the test, I would give you more than 3, but less than 6
Months.
months.
Wow.
So I was ready to, you know, I didn't know for sure what I was going to do. And so I talked to Kelly and I talked to Bobby, and anyhow, I found this doctor that I had, I mean, you know, I went to North Hendricks in North Abilene.
Yeah.
And I went in the room to be examined by the oncologist. And this guy walks in and he looks at me and smiles, and I said, Tony, what are you doing here? And he said, I'm your doctor.
You knew him?
I met him at a tennis match in San Antonio
Oh,
a few months earlier. And his daughter, Rachel, and my granddaughter, Caitlin, were playing doubles.
Oh, okay.
And
Play
we
tennis.
sat there and we bought horses and sold horses and had 4-wheelers.
Yeah.
And we went through all that. And so when he walked in the room there, and I said, what are you doing here? So, you know, he said, yeah, well, he remembered everything.
Yeah.
So we had kind of something besides
It's like
the
before you run a
illness. And I
chainsaw,
said,
you
well, what do
should
you
learn how to
think,
do
Doc?
this.
And he said, what do you mean? I said, how long? He said, I don't do
No,
that.
but it's pinched.
I don't
Should be
even
smooth,
think
should
about
just
that.
slide.
We're just going to go for it.
That's
So
good.
5 years
That's what I
later,
did already.
I've been in remission since I was 75. Now I'm 80.
Try to do it again.
And I seen him a month and a half ago, and he said, do you want to see me again? And I said, not for cancer. He said, okay, do you want to see me again? And I said, I don't really love you that much, but I would like to see you every year or every once in a while.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, I'll put you down. So
Get it off?
that's kind of the story up to that, and I'm 80 now, and you give me a good 5 years.
You're doing
I need
amazing.
to get a what's it called?
I think so. I mean, you're sitting out here hanging out with all these handsome boys out here and hanging out on the river with us.
Well, that's,
I brought the other half.
it's all about the genes
The jeans
that are put into you.
and this guy right here.
Look, you know, you can always look and see what you get. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, you can't go around mixing
You got
stuff
great
up.
grandbabies here and granddaughters all around you.
Sometimes you have to go out of state to find a lady, you know.
You went out of state?
Because you don't want to be inbred. I'm not saying that.
So
I'm
tell
gonna get in
us.
trouble.
So tell us where you're from and where you found your lady.
Well, I was originally from West Virginia, and then when I was 11 years old, we moved to Ohio, and it was in November, and we had a flatbed truck, and it snowed all the way there. We had no cover for our stuff. When we got there, all our bedding was wet. You
Oh
know,
wow.
But when we went into that little Marshallville dump, was its name. It was, I think, 2-bedroom.
And this is where you took your bride to?
Yeah, I took her there. We lived there a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
That was your first house?
But anyhow, I missed a story. I can
Yeah.
start over. You edited, okay?
You jump.
Yeah,
No,
we're-
I'm not going to edit. We're going to see all the
We,
bloopers.
no, but we're talking about that going to St. Louis, getting to my dad's house, driving into the snow, all that.
Yes, but now I want you to tell me where you met. Yeah, you said you were from West Virginia,
Yes.
and then tell us how you came to meet Grandma.
Oh, Well, I was. Let me think about it. I was in the Army, and I came from Fort Knox, where I took basic training, and then I went to medical school, or Fort Sam Houston, for medical training. And anyhow,
You know what I'm talking about? It's like a screwdriver.
we drove.
You could like screw it in.
I had an old '55
Like
Buick that my dad gave me.
Is that?
It was
It's like a
$35
screwdriver,
he
you screw
paid for it.
in,
And I
Oh,
drove
nut,
it to
you mean.
Texas
I guess
and drove it till the day I left.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I drove in this.
I've seen like
Back
screwdrivers
up.
with the end of it.
We went downtown San Antonio, which I'm not familiar with. I was not then.
Because you are from Ohio and West Virginia.
Yes. And I was in San Antonio downtown. I got drunk.
Okay.
Just simply, I got drunk. And
Okay.
I couldn't find my way back to Fort Sam Houston. So
Yeah.
I just got on the first road that looked open, and I just took off. And I'm headed out here.
Yeah.
And I get to almost to Castroville, and I see a field, and I pull in this field, and it's a field of cucumbers.
Of what?
Cucumbers.
Oh, a cucumber field. Okay.
And anyhow, we slept there all night in that old Buick. And there was a man I took with me from basic training, Clarence Harper. He was my friend, and he slept in the back seat, of course. And then a cop woke us up in the
Yeah, but I'm
morning,
got it right here. Hold on.
tapped on the window, and I seen this badge. And I rolled the window down, and I said, "Hey, good morning." He said, "Officer so-and-so, I'm just checking. Are you okay?" And I said, "Yes, sir.
This thing is.
We just got inebriated last night, and this is as far as
That's
I
why it
needed
was,
to
like,
go,
so
and I
hard to
just
pull
run
off
it in the
somebody.
pickle patch."
Oh my gosh.
And he was
Damn,
all
that
he was
white
all
spot.
for that. He gave me a yahoo. Okay, so police officer wakes us up. We get up. We get ready. We're hungry. We head back to. We don't know where we're at. So we're trying to figure out how to get home to our base.
Not the
Well, anyhow, we're driving down the road, and I seen some sign that said some kind of taco for 99 cents. And I said, "Damn, I got to get one of them."
Yeah.
So I pulled in. It was what do you call it? Car hop.
tight.
I'm sitting there waiting, and hear this beautiful gal come walking out. She had a white blouse on and black slacks, and I said, "Wow, I'd like to take her home with me." and anyhow, I kept coming back over there. She wouldn't even talk to me. I'm military.
Yeah.
She's military. No.
Negative.
Oh, 5 bases.
Yeah.
They lived there.
Right. Yeah.
And so I come back. And one time she even hooked me up with her girlfriend. And I went to her girlfriend's house, and I thought, well, what the hell, I just see what she is.
Yeah.
I didn't like her too much. I mean, and as soon as I knocked on the door, and I said, "Oh my God, I can't do this." Excuse me for doing that. I just looked at her and I said, "This ain't for me."
Nope.
And I made an excuse, and I told her, "You know what? I've got to go back to the base. Something just came up, and I got to go back." And she's okay. And then I told her, "No, why?
What were you thinking?
You got a macho man. You got a handsome dude, and you hooked me up with that." So it's all bullshit. But anyhow, I just kept.
I bet you said that.
And I did. And finally, she told me where she lived, and I went to her house.
You're getting somewhere now.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
So 746 Southwest 39th Street, right across from where I got married.
You still remember the
It's
address.
St. Gabriel
Wow.
Church. Anyhow,
50, how many years? 50?
57
years.
58, I think. Yeah.
58 years together.
And anyhow, I went up to the door. It was an old wooden screen door. Good. That's what them houses had.
Yeah.
And this lady came to the door, and she just swung herself out like a wild woman, holding onto that door. And I noticed, man, she's got some material there. That's Mary Louise.
Oh, the sister.
She had it all hanging together.
Aunt Mary,
Yeah,
okay.
Mary Louise. And I thought, man, I've hit a jackpot here.
Oh my God.
You can edit all this. I've got three, and then I seen
Lord.
Bertha, the 3 babies,
The 3 girls.
The 3 young ones.
Yeah.
So Mary Louise just yelled, Edna, there's a man at the door to talk to you. And she comes over there and she sees me. She said, hi. And I walked in the door and she was letting me walk in. And her dad immediately is present.
Yeah.
She don't know my name.
Oh my gosh.
So she says, this is, I said, my name is Robert Martin. And I'm in the Army, and I met your daughter here. And I just kind of explained who I am. And right away, he put his hand out, and we never had but one argument, and it was at the river, and I told him, don't get in my business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, but whatever.
Right.
But anyhow, that's how that all came about with that old 50.
So her family really liked you from the get-go.
Oh, yeah. I never had a problem with any of them. They were great people.
And he picked up his little San Antonio bride and carried her off to Ohio and put her in the Marshallville dump.
The Marshallville dump in 4 feet of snow.
And then you went off-road trucking.
Yeah, well, I went back to my job at the milk company.
Oh, okay.
And the milk company, I'd been there 7 years already. And I was pretty, I mean, I wasn't high on
You're
seniority,
doing well.
but I could hold any job. you
Yeah.
know? But they wouldn't give my operator's job back. And that pissed me off. So I bumped somebody or did something, I can't remember. But that's just a stepping stone in our life. We
Yeah.
lived there for a while. Oh, let me back up. I'd worked there 2 weeks when we come home, and they went on strike.
Oh,
A
wow.
bunch of hillbillies. And I don't have nothing against hillbillies.
But you were a hillbilly.
No, I'm a hillbilly.
Yeah.
But there's smart hillbillies and there's dumb hillbillies. And you know, when you strike for 15 cents an hour, you're a dumb hillbilly.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I can't live on the strike line, so I go to a dairy that I'm familiar with, which is union and pays good.
Yeah.
Walked in, had a job within 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yep, writer. It's called It used to be Writer and Harder, and so I got a job as a retail, to this home delivery. And I even had, I think both of the people that owned the company I worked for was on my milk route.
Oh.
On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And on Monday and Wednesday, Friday, I had a big village called Hills and Dales Village. And they had privates, and you go in homes and you stock refrigerators in these, like Bill Timken, the owner of Timken Roller Bearing, I stocked his refrigerator.
Wow.
And Mrs. Blake had owned a lot of Winston-Salem Tobacco Company. And she lived in a 3-story mansion with a big circle driveway and drove a Rolls Royce.
So you helped out some fancy people.
Oh yeah. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I had the poor people that work for a living. Yeah. But anyhow.
You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us this weekend, this beautiful Thanksgiving weekend here in Uvalde. I'm Tina.
I'm Bob.
Jill. I'm Lingy.
I'm Rob.
We're nobody. Start all over.